Hello? Hello?
Hi, this is Carrie.
Yes, this is Jim Taylor, and I had called earlier, and I needed some information to help. I needed some help regarding ROSCOE Parrish, who's now in is in a nursing home, and he's close by us. The thing, we have talked to Medicaid and have sat down with them and gone through that, and so we have set ourselves where we're in the spin-down mode.
Okay, good.
So we're in the spin-down mode.
Now, Jim, did you go through the stuff that we talked about last time we visited about paying for
yes, ma'am.
received and his bills and that sort of thing?
Yes, ma'am. I've been keeping track of all of that. I've paid all his funeral arrangements, have all that done. He still, of course, we still have the house.
Yes.
And what we're trying to do is figure out, we know that as soon as we spend down, when we're having trouble spending down because we've got about $9,000 left. And so as soon as we spend down to $2,000, that means that he'll be eligible for Medicaid.
Right.
But the house is in real poor condition, and we don't know really how to spend these assets, this extra $9,000. We know that the house will probably end up being, the money even that comes from that will end up being given to the state after he passes away. He seems to be doing well, and you know, he could live another 5 years. Never know.
Right.
But he seems to be doing pretty good over there.
Does he? Good.
So he's not in a real frail condition right now. He's improved. And so what we're trying to do is figure out what do we do as far as spending down the $9,000 that we have, and should we consider selling the house and getting rid of it so that it's not a burden to us to maintain.
Well, if there is no source of income to provide to, pay for repairs to the house, like, for example, unless there's a renter in the house that is, providing income that you can offset against property taxes that need to be paid and repairs that need to be made and those sorts of things, then it might be a prudent idea to sell the house. The only caution that I would advise you about on that is once you sell the house, of course, it prolongs the spend down.
Yes, I understand that. I understand that.
Qualified, but it does cut off that out-of-pocket expenditure that you're talking about. So it's just it's just weighing the likelihood of this out-of-pocket expenditure accumulating for some period of time.
Yes.
Versus, not qualifying for any benefits for quite some time in the future.
We hate to do that because we'd like to get this over with, but the problem is the house, we have done some improvements, like we've fixed the door and we replaced the air conditioner. We don't know how far we can go with that. We know, the refrigerator's out, just about out. Can we go replace refrigerators? Can we add furniture? The furniture is just nearly all torn to pieces. Can we do those kind of things?
The furniture, probably not. I think that would be pushing it, Jim, because that's not something that's integrally related to the house, and it's not something that ROSCOE is going to get an immediate benefit from.
That's right.
It's still in the nursing care facility, right?
How about the icebox or refrigerator?
The refrigerator, that one, arguably you could, because in Texas it's pretty standard that when a house is sold,
that's right,
that a refrigerator goes with the house. So you could argue that, okay, we are spending his money to make improvements to the house to get it ready to sell.
Yes. Like we put the room air conditioner in there.
Uh-huh.
So I guess that's legitimate.
Yes.
Now, the thing about it is that when we spend down to the $2,000, we're having a hard time spending down to the $2,000. Can we, in the rest home itself, we have bought a television set for him.
Uh-huh.
And do you think that was correct? Will that be considered for him?
That'll be fine, because that's for him, and that's a personal item. Unless you went out and bought one of those big screen plasma TVs that are... No,
it was
just a normal TV. I don't see any problem with that at all.
It's a $400 television. So.
Yeah, I don't see any problem with that at all.
Okay. How about if we buy him a chair, because he has that... The one the nursing home provides is not really much of a chair, but he doesn't really have anything to sit in. We can't bring one from his house because they're not any good. Can we buy him a chair?
I would think that would be justifiable.
Okay.
Do that he legitimately needs a chair to sit in.
Okay. And now, but this buying furniture, now what do we do with the money? We don't know what to do. We got $9,000 to spend. We don't know what to do with it.
Well, at the rate that you're going right now, paying for his nursing care,
yes.
How long will that last?
I think it's going to be, I've paid 2 months payments, or about 2.5 months payments already. We're talking about probably another 2 or 3 months.
Okay, so it's running him about $3,000 a month?
Yes, it is.
Okay. So we really don't have that much of a spend down time period here.
Well, I was going to do it, I met with him at June 1 and then made a plan and told him that he said, well, I had 90 days to spend it down.
Uh-huh.
And then I have to which is just means that I just have to make another application and bring it up there to him if it goes past the 90 days.
Right.
And I'm keeping track of the expenditures. Okay, so I know what we spent. Yes, you're correct. If I keep on just paying the nursing home, it's all going to go in about 3 months. 3 or 4 more months.
Uh-huh.
But the idea, should we even care about this house over there, we know that he's got some personal items in there, and probably he's not going to come back. Well, it's pretty definitely he's not going to come back because he can't take care of himself. So we're talking about if we sell the house, what kind of documentation has to be done, and with doing this house now and keeping up with it and making sure that the lights are turned on correctly and going over and making these repairs, it's costing us money, car expenses and everything to do that. And I was wondering, can we reimburse ourselves for the, like we made 4 trips over to Oak Cliff from Irving yesterday. Can we reimburse ourselves for those expenses?
Yes, absolutely. Just like, remember we talked about before that you were making a lot of trips going to the hospital to see him
yes,
and the care facility, and I mentioned to you that you might want to keep track of your mileage.
Yes, I did that.
Yourself. I would recommend you do the same exact thing with taking care of the house.
That's what I'll do then.
You are out, and any, mileage, those types of things, absolutely reimburse yourself for those things.
Okay, so that's good. That helps us a little bit because we're kind of having a lot of expenses ourselves because of all this. We didn't know whether we could get reimbursed back or not.
Yes.
So,
definitely reimburse yourself for anything that you have spent out of pocket that relates to his care or relates to the house, anything along those lines.
We don't really think the house is rentable because, first of all, there's no insurance and there's nobody to pay the insurance. I could pay it with what money he has now, but it might be just a waste. And because if we sell the house, what kind of documentation would have to be done? We can't rent it because we have no insurance. We don't have a family member that is, I think you can have a family member or something as long as it's a child or something like that, and that's out. So we can't figure out, well, what's the house going to benefit us for? Since they have that new rule in, there's just no benefit to us whatsoever that we can see.
There's really not. I mean, it's, like I said, it's just a gamble of, do you want to selling it knowing that you're going to end up spending all of that before he becomes eligible, or do you want to hang on to it and have him become eligible now and then wait for the state to make a claim?
Yeah.
One thing you might want to consider is if ROSCOE passed away right now, would you keep the house or would you sell it?
We would probably sell it.
Okay, so there's probably, it doesn't sound like there's a sentimental reason for hanging on to this house.
No, there's not.
Okay. So then it's probably, since there's no insurance on the house, it's not occupied, it's going to continue to deteriorate.
Yes.
Having, no one there on a daily basis to kind of take care of it, and where it's going to just be a money outflow as far as property taxes, electricity, water.
Yes.
Lawn maintenance, those kinds of things. It sounds like it may be best to go ahead and sell it.
Can we sell it to one of these quick people that buys ugly houses? And what kind of documentation do we need to...
Well, Jim, I would strongly caution you against doing that.
Okay.
The reason is because, number one, you would be acting under the power of attorney, and you're a fiduciary. Those kind of quick sale arrangements, they come in and absolutely lowball on what they offer for a piece of property is significantly below what you can get on the market.
Should I just turn it over to a real estate agent or something?
You can turn it over to a real estate agent and just have them put it on the market. They can give you a good idea of what it would sell for, and I would go ahead, just get it listed, and, not try to hold out to make a killing on it. I think it would be more prudent to have a fast sale as opposed to making a killing. But, like, for example, HomeVestors, that's one that, advertises that they buy any property in any condition on a quick sale. I'll give you an example. I had an estate that we were administering, and the executors said they wanted to do that, and I said, I don't think that's a good thing. You might want to just, compare their price, and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They ended up calling HomeVestors. HomeVestors came out, offered to purchase the property for $3,000.
Oh, my gosh.
And we turned around it with a real estate agent. Within 2 weeks, we sold it it was $20,000.
Yeah.
I mean, we obviously were not talking about a nice house here. It needed a ton of work.
Yeah, that's what this is.
There are buyers out there for those kind of properties, as long as, you know, you're pricing it in a reasonable range.
Yeah.
And your real estate agent will be able to tell you what a reasonable range is.
And you don't sell it by owner or anything like that, do anything like that?
I sure wouldn't, Jim.
Yeah, okay. I wouldn't want to fool with it. I wouldn't want to fool with it.
Yeah, it's too much of a pain in the patoot to try and do a for sale by owner.
Yeah. And so the documentation on that is just automatic on something like that. I don't have to worry about documentation.
No, we will need to do a contract for sale on the property, and it's going to have to be done through you as power of attorney. And when you select a real estate agent,
yes, the
easiest thing would be to have them call me, and I can walk them through the specific language that has to be put on that contract.
Okay, so it's something different than the norm then. The language on the contract is something different than what the norm would be.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
It is.
But we don't really know what to do. We can't. So we thought about spending it on furniture. We still hadn't purchased a chair for RD because we wondered about where that was legitimate.
Chairs should be fine, but buying a house full of furniture, no.
Yeah, I know it.
That one, nah.
I can buy the icebox though. I don't know why I need to now though. I'm not going to be over there.
Yeah.
There's just no reason. We're just really kind of we got the old car. I can go get it fixed up, right? As long as I spend...
That's right. You can spend it on repairs.
How much can I spend?
I wouldn't go over what the value of the car is.
Well, the value of the car, it's an 81 pickup. It's, you know, maybe $1,000.
So I probably wouldn't spend more than $1,000 on repairs.
Okay. And let's see. Is there anything else you think that I need to do? Because I've got it set up with the. I guess I'll just extend my time with the Medicaid person. Instead of being 3 months, it's going to be like 6 months or more. It
sounds like it, and if you're, going to sell the house, it may be a little bit longer than that.
Yeah. So I probably need to put the house up for sale pretty soon.
Yeah.
To get it going. Okay, so...
Yeah, because, Jim, if you spend down the $9,000, get him qualified, and then turn around and subsequently decide to sell the house, then he becomes disqualified again. Then you got to go through the spend down, do the applications, and get him qualified again. It's a lot more of a pain in the patootie to do it that way than it is if you're going to sell it. Go ahead and do it now so that it just adds on to the $9,000, and you don't go through that qualified, disqualified, because they'll come back and they'll do a repayment calculation. It's a pain.
Well, so I'm in that mode now, and he told me that if I have to make a new application, I don't have to send it to Austin. I just bring it to him, and he just opens the file cabinet and keeps going. So, but as long as I keep the documentation, I guess I'm okay.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, and like I mentioned before, make sure that you are repaying yourself for any out-of-pocket expenses that you have, and for your mileage.
Okay.
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 Here's my wife. Go ahead, Nancy.
I was out of the room for a minute. He might have asked you this. If we continue to spend, and we do spend down the $9,000, and then who makes the payments on the nursing home between the zero balance on the $9,000 and the sale of the house?
Medicare would pay those.
Medicaid?
And once the house is sold,
it goes back.
There would be a repayment that would have to take place to them. And then there would be a period of disqualification again.
Right.
And spend down. And then you'd have to go back in and requalify.
Okay.
Like I was telling Jim, that's a pain in the behind to go through all of that.
Yeah, it is. Okay. Okay, well, that was my question. Okay.
Okay.
Anything else? Can she give us any suggestions?
Okay, anything else?
Is there anything
questions about?
What furnishings are allowed
She's asked me a question. What did you say?
What furnishings are allowed in the nursing home?
typically a nursing home will limit you just by the size of the actual room on what furnishings you can bring in there. Each one has a different policy.
Right. Well, you know, we were concerned like this nightstand he's got by the bed. The drawers are quite small. I mean, what if we went out and bought him a really nice nightstand that has large drawers? When we leave, if RD passes away, does that become the possession of the nursing home?
No, that would be yours.
Okay, I want to make sure of that.
It's a dresser, a chest of drawers
right.
to clothes in.
Right.
You mentioned a chair, that he needs a comfortable chair to sit in.
Right.
You mentioned the television.
Which we've already gotten.
All legitimate things for his living comforts there.
Okay. Well, that was another question, too. Anything else?
Okay. No, I believe that's it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Well, if you need anything else, just let me know, okay?
Okay.